so I want you to think back real quick to a group project that you've done either in college or in high school. How many of you have had an experience like this? Where one person's done 99% of the work, another person has no idea what's going on the whole time, another person says he's going to help, but then he's nowhere to be found, and the last person disappears at the very beginning and doesn't show up until the presentation day, and they're dressed in their suit, and they're like, where were you the whole time? Right? What we're going to be leading into is getting you to think about parent partnerships and family partnerships like a group project. So the same things that you said are true for your group project will make it successful, those will be the same things that make your parent and family partnership successful as well. With group work, you're working on a project that is like, first of all, the project is not living. Or maybe I don't know what project you've been involved in, but I have been in projects where the project is living, right? So we're actually working with a real person, a child, right? And so, of course, when you work with family, they're invested deeply in the project because it's their baby. So you have this child for like 8 or 9 hours of the day, right? And that's their baby. They're trusting you to educate and be a part of this vision too. So it's on us to be just as invested in their relationship in that group project as the parents, because they're invested as well, but they might not have the tools or the keys to know exactly how to be invested with you. So if you think about like a group project, then it may shift your mindset a little bit about some of those challenges and barriers you have with accessing parents and working with families. A lot of my interactions with my parent and my teacher were all negative. Some of my hesitation my first year teaching with talking to parents was like, well, I actually don't need to talk to parents unless I have something bad to say, right? I talk to parents when there's an issue. That's something I believe I had to undo in order to make a proactive relationship with parents, right? So these are the 3 pillars for effective partnerships, and these are gonna be from the teacher, because you are the person who is actually the initiator of the group project. These are some 3 skills that you need to have in order to make sure that you are creating successful and inclusive partnerships with parents and families and your child or your students. So first, start off with social cultural consciousness. This talks about that self-work that we have to do. If we are not effectively interrogating how we look at our students based on their identity markers or whatever, we can be making a decision or a judgment about our students that comes from us not having that social cultural consciousness. So you have to know your students, right? Know their background in order to start to build a relationship with those kids and those families, right? Second piece is persistence. Parents and students are not right now having the best experience. And that also leads through their interaction with teachers. So they may be coming to you and may have a negative experience, so that relationship is already starting off with untrust. You haven't done anything yet, right? They're just coming to you with those perceptions about school. So you may be the first teacher who reached out to have a positive phone call. So when you call and you answer the phone hey, this is Miss McDonald, their immediate response is oh my God, what do you want? You know? So I have to persist through that. I know you expect something bad, but this is actually something positive. I'm calling because I enjoy your student. They're oh wow, let me go buy them a Sonic slushie or something, right? Other things you have to persist through, you're new to the area, so you need to build trust. For example, I'm moving to DeSoto. I experience this as well. People you come from Dallas, you don't know how things operate here as a new teacher. So I have to push through that. Hey, yeah, but I still have some experience. I still know, I'm doing my thing and talking to parents, building trust that way. Also, maybe race or ethnicity may play a factor there as well, right? Some parents may come through and have a perception about you just because you're not the same race as them, right? So last thing I will encourage you to do is to find a balance. You don't want to make a plan by the end of today that you can't keep up with, that stresses you out. I'm gonna call all my students on Monday, right? That's not gonna work. You're gonna find something that's gonna be healthy and you feel excited to do, not drained to do. And the last thing is humility. So in order to do this work, just in general, you have to be humble to be a teacher, right? Especially with building relationships with parents and family. So you create the culture between your students and parents by your relationship with that student and that parent. You're able to also shift the parent's view of education just by